I am going to be testing viral health trends so that you guys don't have to. The most insane results from this actually blew my mind. I do not know if I can continue this. I am actually going to vomit. I'm gonna put this in my belly button tonight. We will see if by the end of the week I've got a snatched jawline. Is it just me, or is anyone else's social media feed constantly full of these outrageous viral health trends? When I see these, typically I have one of two responses. The first response is seeing it and thinking that's never gonna work and just scrolling right away from it. The second response being that actually is interesting. I would love to be able to try that at some point, and saving it and then just never actually following through, because let's be honest, how many of us actually go back and revisit those things? But in this video, I am going to be testing 8 different viral health trends so that you guys don't have to. Over the next week, I am going to be habit stacking with 8 different trends that have gone viral on social media for a number of reasons. And over the course of the week, I'm going to fill you guys in on the success of these things in my own life, if they actually work, and whether I think it's worth your time and resources, because let's be honest, that's all that we actually want to know. I tried to choose 8 trends that are similar to each other in some ways to make habit stacking more realistic, but also different enough that the results from these different trends don't get muddled, and we can clearly analyze which things are working and which things are just hype. Okay, trend number 1 is the one that I am most nervous about because it looks the most disgusting to me, so we're gonna start off on a high note. I am going to be drinking chia water. Over on TikTok, this is being referred to as the chia water cleanse, and I think it is called a cleanse because the biggest benefit of drinking chia water is supposedly supposed to be for the benefits with bloating. I have heard that it is supposed to aid in just getting another source of fiber into your diet, and so naturally that means more bowel movements. I'll have to report back on that one, but there's also other benefits to it too. It's supposed to help with your energy. It's also supposed to help with fullness to a certain extent. So people have been putting chia seeds into water, letting them soak, and then just drinking that every day to kind of help with that. I'm going to let you guys know if that actually works. And the thing that I think I'm like freaked out about in this is the fact that when you soak chia seeds in water, it's supposed to become like a jelly-like substance. And something about drinking that is just making my skin crawl a little bit. So let's pour these in here. I have these in 1 cup of water right now, and I just set my 10-minute timer. Okay, you guys, the 10-minute timer is up. This is what this is currently looking like. Absolutely vile. I do not know how I am going to get this down today, let alone for the next 7 days. But the fact that I am congested right now, I'm hoping is going to help me with this. Okay, here we go. Lord help me. I am not well. I'm stressed. I did not expect it to look so disgusting. I do not know if I can continue this. We might need to pivot. I think I need to put this into a smoothie. I am actually going to vomit if I have another sip of this. No. Okay, that is a lot better. I have to admit, I did not expect day 1 hack 1 to be an immediate 1 out of 10 for me on the rating scale. I just like could not do the texture of that. Just drinking it straight in that water like jelly. I have to say, I don't love the feeling of like chewing on the seeds in a smoothie or a drink. That's why I usually wouldn't add a seed to my daily smoothie or drink every morning. But to keep up with the chia thing, we're gonna make it work. While we are on the drink specific hacks, I thought I would introduce the second one that I have seen trending on social media, and that is the viral chlorophyll water. If you are wondering what on earth does that mean, basically it's just water that is infused with chlorophyll that people are drinking daily. And if that word is sounding familiar to you but you're not sure why, let me give you a quick refresher on middle school science. Chlorophyll is basically found in plants, and it is what is used in the process of photosynthesis to help plants absorb sunlight. And chlorophyll supposedly is supposed to be amazing for skin. It's supposed to brighten skin, it's supposed to clear acne. The other weird benefit that people are saying that this is great for is chlorophyll is kind of considered like a natural body deodorizer. Think like armpits, think your breath. Basically, if any part of you smells bad naturally, chlorophyll is supposed to help with that. And there are actually real studies tied to that. It's sometimes used in nursing homes to help people that are in there smell a little bit better. So we are going to test all of these benefits this week by adding, I think it's 15 to 30, but I'm gonna just start with 15 to be safe drops of chlorophyll into water. My skin right now is looking pretty clear. I don't really have any acne at this point in time, but I am supposed to get my period in a couple of days, and I almost always get acne with that. And I feel like the real test this week will be whether or not that actually happens while I'm drinking this water. 11, 12, 13. So incredibly green. I don't think I was expecting it to be so vibrant. Okay guys, fingers crossed that I don't struggle with this as much as I struggled with the chia seeds. Doing this while congested and like slightly vomity is probably not the move, but it doesn't really have any smell. And the taste is actually fine too. It's pretty mild. Yeah, I feel like I can't even taste anything. Maybe slightly planty. All right, day 1 of chlorophyll. Checked off the list. And this brings me to viral health hack number 3, which is the glucose principle. This is something that I didn't even see come up on my social media feeds. It was my husband who put me onto this. Basically, it's this concept that the way that you eat your food actually matters a lot, and that the order that you eat it in can help to flatten your blood sugar levels and reduce spikes in blood sugar, which can help with things like craving later on in the day, energy, your hormone levels. So the whole thing with the glucose principle is that when you are eating your food, you want to start with your fiber first. So you want to start with something like broccoli, your veggies, your leafy greens, and then the next thing that you want to eat is your protein and fat. So think like your beef, your chicken, your turkey, your eggs, your avocado, and then the last thing that you want to eat is any of your starches, your carbs, or your sweets. The nice thing about this trend is that you can still eat starches and carbs and sweets. You just reorganize the order that you're eating them in, and supposedly you're still supposed to be able to get a lot of the benefit of like feeling good from the food that you eat without those crashes by just swapping that order around. My husband has been doing this now for the past couple weeks, and he has told me that he is doing a lot better in terms of energy, like especially in the afternoon, not feeling so many of those crashes from the food that he eats. And he has also said that it has helped a lot with cravings and craving things like sugar less. And so that is kind of my hope in testing this out for the week. I'm just gonna reorganize for all of my meals, starting to eat with my fiber first, then protein, then starch, to see if my energy levels are better. But specifically what I'm looking at is to see if my cravings disappear, because leading up to my period, I am very much interested in sugar. It's like on my mind 24/7. So I'm gonna let you guys know if swapping my food around and following the glucose principle for the week helps me to curb some of those sugar cravings. You can do whatever you want. The next viral health trend that we are going to try together is sleep maxing. And if you haven't heard of maxing before, basically it's this thing that's going viral on social media right now where you maximize something to its full potential. You take an area of your life and you try and just optimize it to make it the best that it could be. And so sleep maxing is basically taking your sleep and trying to optimize it to its full potential, getting the most out of your sleep every night by incorporating a nighttime routine that is going to help you optimize your actual wind down process and get the most out of your time asleep at night. But let's be honest, you cannot maximize your sleep without a great mattress. And that is why I am so excited to be working with Birch Living on today's video. Birch Living's 4th of July sale is on right now. So if you have ever considered getting a Birch Living mattress, right now is the time to do it if you want to maximize your savings. If you have never heard of Birch Living before, they make fiberglass-free mattresses that are crafted from responsibly sourced materials such as organic wool, organic cotton, and 100% natural latex. Another thing that I love about my Birch mattress is that it is made without polyurethane foam. And polyurethane foam is a material that's commonly used in mattress production, but it actually causes harmful off-gassing, and that off-gassing is linked to things like headaches, dizziness, nausea, respiratory irritation, and even sometimes long-term exposure can lead to things like hormone disruption. When my husband and I were looking for a king mattress for our bedroom, we loved what we found at Birch because it really covered all of the bases. We love the fact that they don't just care about your sleep being comfortable, but they also care about it being safe. And we feel so confident in the fact that we are sleeping on natural materials every night, but we also love the fact that these mattresses are eco-friendly and ethically and sustainably sourced. And so from all angles, you can feel confident about the mattress that you are investing in. Ever since we switched to the Birch Luxe mattress, we are sleeping so much better at night. It keeps us cool, it contours to your body so well. It's funny, I was talking to my naturopath the other day about my Oura Ring analytics, and we were talking about sleep latency and how my sleep latency, which is basically the amount of time that it takes me to fall asleep, is anywhere from like 3 to 5 minutes a night. She's like, that is actually like an elite number. That stat to be so low. It's usually a lot higher for people, but I said to her, I was like, it's my mattress. When I lay on that thing at the end of the day, I am out, and I have Birch to thank for that. With your Birch mattress, you will get a 100-night sleep trial. So you have over 3 months to make sure that you really love it. And the best part is that Birch will deliver your mattress straight to your door for free if you are in the US. They also offer in-home setup and removal to make the experience of upgrading to a Birch mattress as easy as possible. So if you are ready to upgrade your mattress, now is the time to do it, because Birch does have their 4th of July sale currently running. So all you have to do is head to my link, birchliving.com/Beth, and use the code BirchPartner27 at checkout to save 27% off of your purchase of a Birch Living mattress. Again, that is birchliving.com/Beth, and use that code BirchPartner27 to get 27% off of your mattress. I love my Birch mattress, and I know you guys will too. So thank you so much to Birch Living for working with me on today's video. Okay guys, it is now 10 o'clock p.m. and I'm ready to sleep max. I feel like this is the hack that I am the most excited about testing out. It's one that I can 110% get behind. It has been a long day, and it took a really long time to get our kids down to sleep tonight. I think it was like 9 p.m. by the time that all 3 were down and like finally sleeping. So I'm really ready to go to bed, and sleep maxing for me tonight, I'm gonna follow some of the routines that I saw online, but I'm gonna customize it a little bit. The first thing that I'm going to do is for the 30 minutes before I go to bed, I'm gonna be in like no overhead lighting, no blue light, no screens, anything like that. I'm gonna go into our bedroom, make it a really dark space, and just like try and eliminate any light. The next thing that I'm going to do is introduce a little bit of a sleep aid. I've seen in a lot of people's like sleep maxing routines, they'll do magnesium, melatonin, whatever. A supplement that really works for me is Let Me Sleep. They sent these to me a few months ago, and whenever I just am like off with sleep or I need a little bit of a correction, I use these. They work so well. These have both melatonin and magnesium in them. So because of the melatonin thing, I don't think it's something that you should do or really could do nightly, or at least not advisably so. But I really do like these, again, for when I just need a reset. And the last few nights sleep has been not awesome. So I feel like these will give me the reset that I need tonight to finally get a good sleep. And the last thing that I'm going to do as part of my sleep maxing routine is read. I've just been so off of my reading game recently. I've been reading the same book for, oh gosh, it's been like 3 months now. It's a Kristen Hanna book, and it's a very dark and sad one, and I just have not been able to get the motivation to keep going. But tonight we're gonna make some progress, and I think it will probably also put me to sleep pretty quickly. So no screens, no blue light, dark room, reading before bed, and let me sleep. But before I do that, I am habit stacking with 3 other viral hacks before I go to bed tonight. And the first one is with castor oil. This is a super weird one. I'm gonna put this in my belly button tonight because apparently castor oil in the belly button has a bunch of different health benefits. I've seen this in a variety of formats recently. I've seen people do the castor oil packs on their bellies for bloating, digestion, whatever it is before bed. Specifically the belly button thing, I have heard is supposed to be great for female hormone health, that it also helps with like reducing cramps and, again, those things of bloating, digestion. And so, because we all know my period's coming, I think that this will be interesting to try right now, because I typically find that my cramps leading up to my period are worse than the actual ones on it. So I did want to try that. The weirdest thing I've ever done. All right, castor oil in. The next hack that I am going to do is red light therapy. I got a red light therapy mask at the end of last year, and I have used it a few times now, and I've enjoyed my experience, but I've never used it consistently enough, I feel like, to see a real benefit. I've also varied a lot between the different lights that I use on it, because I have a red light therapy mask that does like blue light and orange light and yellow light and all these different things. So for red light night specifically, which is the one that I feel like I hear the most people talk about, I haven't done that too much. So I'm gonna wash my face and that's what we're gonna do next. Okay, fresh skin, and it is now time to make myself look like a superhero. Or a villain, honestly. Like, the vibes are kind of freaky here. I am going to turn this on for 10 minutes now. This red light mask is supposed to help boost collagen, reduce fine lines, remove the signs of aging, and kind of just improve skin texture overall. So I am going to actually do this consistently every single night for the next week and report back to you guys on whether or not I see a visible difference in my skin from 7 days of use nightly. The final viral health hack that I am introducing for today, I think out of all of the health hacks that I share in this video, is probably the most viral, and that is mouth taping. Mouth taping is the one thing that I think that I have heard about the most out of all of these things. It has just been all over the place recently because it's supposed to be so helpful for anyone that snores or anyone that wakes up with like a dry mouth, a scratchy throat. And while I do not snore, and my husband would agree with me on that, I do often wake up with a sore throat and like dry mouth, and I think that this is going to be really helpful for that. There's so many benefits to it outside of helping with snoring and the dry mouth thing. Like, it's supposed to help you achieve deeper sleep overall. It's supposed to decrease your morning fatigue and brain fog, and then because of the fact that you're breathing through your nose, gum disease, breath, tooth decay. So across the board, there's lots of benefits to this, and I think one of the reasons that I haven't tried it yet is because something about taping my mouth shut before I go to bed feels incredibly invasive and kind of freaky, and part of me feels like I'm just gonna wake up in the middle of the night and rip this off. I'm gonna have to let you guys know how it goes, but we're gonna put this on, I'm gonna shut the lights off, and we're gonna go to bed. Good morning, you guys. It is now around 9 a.m. the next day, and I'm about to introduce my last viral health hack. But the final hack that I'm going to be introducing and testing throughout this video is a gua sha. This is something that has been trending, not just recently, but for years. And I'll be honest with you, I did have a gua sha, how long ago now? Probably 2 years ago. Then I broke it, and then I never got one again because I never got into a routine with it. I am really interested in getting into a routine with it though, because I feel like this is something that could honestly help me. I'm sure some of you will think I'm dramatic when I say it, but I feel like when I am at a healthy weight and I'm not underweight, I naturally do carry weight in this area. And that's the case for a lot of people. That's normal, it's fine. But if you do want to kind of just like shape the area out a little bit, gua sha is supposed to be helpful with that and with like lymphatic drainage. And so I'm gonna try my hand at a gua sha routine this week and see how it goes. See if I notice any difference, even just with like congestion. I'm curious to see if that helps. And if this is something that does actually make a difference for me, I would not be opposed to adding it into my ongoing routine. So I'm gonna try a little gua sha routine that I found on TikTok, and we will see if by the end of the week I've got a snatched jawline.
A creeper in our house.
I'm sorry, what?
A creeper.
Okay, show me what you mean. Okay, one of my kids' friends told them that they call bugs creepy crawlies in their house. My kids have just shortened that to creeper, apparently, which is so terrifying. Can confirm it was just a fly. It tastes terrible. Actually, the taste is not so bad. It's the texture of it that I don't like. I can tell you right now, I will not be finishing it. I don't even know if I will be continuing this one past today. That's how strongly I feel about it.
Straw. It looks like a spider egg.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like, is spider eggs.
But it's not actually.
It's not. It's not.
It's not.
Not actually.
No.
No, I can't even sip it with a straw, let's be honest. Dilute it with a little bit of juice if it makes it more reasonable. Problem is you would need to drink a lot of juice to make this happen, which kind of defeats the whole chia water. Certainly more manageable. Day 4, getting ready for bed. All right, you guys, it's time for the moment of truth. I have been tracking with these viral health hacks over the past 7 days, and I'm gonna share with you guys whether they are worth actually incorporating into your routine or whether or not they're all hype. And I will tell you right now, there are some things that actually made a huge difference that I will be planning to keep in my routine, and there are some things that did absolutely nothing for me. So let's dive into everything. I'm gonna share with you guys my results from the past 7 days. So first things first, the chia water cleanse. This was my least favorite hack of any of the things that I introduced into my routine. I did not make it past day 2. On day 1, you saw me try to suffer that down. On the same day, I tried to put it into a smoothie, could not handle the texture of all the seeds in the drink. Day 2, I tried it again just straight up with the water and again could not get it down. I actually did not incorporate it into the rest of my week of testing because it was just, I knew right off the bat that I was not going to be able to make it happen. And so I very swiftly cut it out of the routine pretty early in the week. So for me, chia water cleanse, awful texture, 0 out of 10. Will not be continuing that forward. Next viral hack is the chlorophyll water. Now the chlorophyll water is the one that we were supposed to see less acne, clear skin, and also less body odor. On that note, I will start on that front and just say that I, over the course of the last 7 days, didn't really notice a difference in terms of body odor, breath, anything like that. Maybe you need to take it a little bit longer to see that benefit, but for me over the course of 7 days, I noticed no benefit in that sense. The acne side of things, I feel like it's hard to say. I let you guys know my period was supposed to come last week over the course of the week, and it did. I did not get any acne over the course of PMS and getting my period. That's a little bit rare for me. I usually will get at least some sort of acne along my jawline or on my forehead. My skin, I don't know if I noticed too much of a difference from what it looks like now compared to when I started. I wouldn't say that I look any glowier or that my skin is more clear. I can say, however, that over the course of taking it throughout like the PMS process that I did not get any acne. So because of that, and because of the fact, honestly, that the chlorophyll water was very neutral in taste, I think that I am going to continue taking the chlorophyll water for a little bit longer just to see what other benefits I notice from it, and I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Next viral hack is sleep maxing. Sleep maxing was something that I really enjoyed, although in the season of life that I'm in, I feel like it's not something that I can continue to do every single night. I found it very hard to stop everything that I was doing, cut the reset of my house if I needed to, cut the connection with any friends or my husband or anything, because it was like, I need to go to bed. I need to get this window while I can. It's just not something that I can incorporate further for that point. It's not something that I could incorporate all the time for that reason, but I will say that I do have analytics and I do have data on this. And after sleep maxing over the course of the week last week, I was able to increase my average sleep for the week by over 40 minutes a night. And I think that that is a huge benefit. I definitely noticed my energy levels being higher than they usually are. But again, I do feel like it was just really hard for me to maintain that level of rigidity around my sleep schedule and routine. So I might incorporate sleep maxing occasionally. I don't think that I will do it all the time, but all in all, sleep maxing, I'm gonna give an 8 out of 10. Related to that, the mouth taping. Mouth taping, I have to say, I was so excited for going into it. It was one of those ones that I was just really looking forward to seeing the results from. And I have to tell you guys, it was a little bit of a fail for me, at least last week. I don't know if it's because I had a cold going into it, if it's allergy season, but I ripped the mouth tape off of my mouth every single night in the night. Sometimes I was doing it consciously, sometimes I didn't even realize that I had done it until I woke up the next day. But over the course of the week, I just could not keep the mouth tape on my mouth. And because of that, I feel like I didn't really get to experience any of the benefits that people talk about with mouth taping. I'm interested to see if after allergy season, I have an easier time keeping it on throughout the night. So again, I do plan on doing this test a little bit longer just to check. But as of last week, I don't know, it just wasn't really working for me. So my rating of mouth taping right now is a 5 out of 10. Next viral hack to review is the glucose principle. Now, this was basically just me changing the order of the way that I ate all of my meals throughout the week. This was a pretty easy swap to make, given that I try to cook all of the meals that our family is eating with those 3 different buckets in mind. I feel like it makes the experience of eating a little bit less enjoyable. I am the type of person that likes to kind of maximize the potential of every bite. I like to get a little bit of vegetables, a little bit of meat, a little bit of rice when I'm eating my food. I feel like just mixing up all of the different flavors and the things on the plate is part of the process of making eating enjoyable for me. So that was one thing that wasn't a huge deal, but I did notice over the course of the week, I found myself less excited to actually eat my meals, if that makes sense, because it was just a little bit more of a boring experience. But that's really my only con with this hack. I was reaching for snacks and food a little bit less over the course of the day. I found that I was just more satiated, more full during my meals. Did I notice that I had more energy? Not really. I just noticed that I was a little bit more full and was a little less snacky. I didn't find that I noticed any benefit in terms of cravings specifically. I mentioned to you guys again, period last week, I did still crave sugar just as much as I always do while I was following the glucose principle. My rating of the glucose principle hack is a 7 out of 10. Next up, the gua sha. The gua sha was such a hit in my house, especially with my kids. They were so fascinated by that thing. I was very surprised by how much I enjoyed the gua sha experience. I really did look forward to doing my gua sha routine every day, and I'm still feeling that. I found that it was just so relaxing. It was a nice way to kind of wake up in the morning to get everything moving, and I really did enjoy the experience of it overall. Do I notice my jawline looking any different? I don't know. I feel like not really. You guys can be the judge of that from the time that I started to now. If you see any difference in my side profile, I'm not expecting to see after 7 days a difference really. I'm just more curious about whether I would enjoy the process and whether I would want to continue doing it further. I am going to keep up the gua sha, and I would give that hack an 8 out of 10. Next up is the red light therapy mask. Now, this is one that I had used quite a bit before making this video, but I had never done just the red light and just over the course of a week. Did I notice a difference in my skin from that, in fine lines, in the appearance of it, the elasticity? No, I did not notice any difference over the course of the 7 days. I think red light is a little bit tricky because really you need to do it for like 3 to 12 weeks consistently to notice a difference with it. And anything that is going to take that level of consistency, you have to really be committed to. And I feel like for me personally, to reduce wrinkles in this stage of my life, I'm not that committed to that. I will say, however, that the blue lights that I have on my red light therapy mask do help me with like inflammation and eczema and all of those things. And I notice that when I use it for that, I see more of a benefit. But if anything this week, I kind of noticed that with the red light, my eczema almost looked a little bit more irritated after using it every single night for those 10 minutes. So at this point, I don't have any like exciting great news to report, but for me personally, I'm gonna give the red light therapy mask for 10 minutes every day a 6 out of 10. Okay, I am saving the best for last because this final hack was the one that I noticed the most insane results from. This actually blew my mind, and I will be doing this every single month at least for potentially the rest of my life. It is the castor oil in the belly button trick. The list of benefits that this is supposed to yield for you are absolutely insane. So many things. Let me just share it quickly with you guys again. So first of all, digestive and gut health. It's supposed to help with constipation, bloating, gas, liver detoxing, soothing IBS symptoms. It's also supposed to help with joint and muscle inflammation, skin and beauty. It can improve your texture of your skin over time, but also support with acne reduction. It can help you relax and release stress before going to bed. Some people have even reported help with fertility and organ function, balancing hormones, supporting lactation and postpartum recovery. Some people have even said that putting castor oil in the belly button can help you enhance your vision and reduce dark circles because of the navel nerve connection. It can also help with lymphatic drainage and immunity against illness. But you guys, the most insane benefit that I noticed personally that is also listed here is the elimination or reduction of menstrual cramps. This was like the most insane result for me because last week I got my period. I get pretty bad period cramps. I have for my whole life. It's kind of just comes with the territory of endometriosis. But I was out with my kid and I all of a sudden got my period. I had no idea that it was coming. I had no sign of it coming, not a cramp in sight, and usually my cramps leading up to my period are awful, but I experienced nothing. I get home and I'm thinking, okay, like I'm just waiting for the cramps to come. No cramps. The next day, no cramps. The next day, no cramps. The only thing that I changed in this setup that would relate to that so directly is the castor oil in my belly button every single night. So as weird as it sounds, I just feel like the result of it was so obvious to me that I will definitely be keeping that up, especially if it means that I need to take less medication to actually cope through my periods. And because of all of the different benefits that can come with it as well, castor oil in the belly button every single night is something that I will be keeping up. The only con of it is that you can get some staining around your clothing, your pajamas, so you might need to wear like a different type of t-shirt to bed, wait for it to dry, put something over top of it so that it's not like smearing and smudging everywhere. But the results of it for me personally were just absolutely out of this world. So that is why I am personally giving the castor oil in the belly button a 10 out of 10. Well, you guys, that is it in terms of my review for all of these viral health hacks. I had such a fun time this past week trying all of those out so that you guys don't have to. If there is anything that I shared in this video that you are curious to try now because of my review, or maybe you've tried before and have different thoughts on it, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's compare notes. I also want to know if you have any weird health hacks that you swear by. I'm not talking about like lemon water in the morning. I'm talking about like weird stuff that you or someone in your family does that they swear by for their health in some way, shape, or form. Let me know what they are in the comment section. Maybe I'll have to make this a series and we'll come back to doing some different hacks. But I hope that you guys did enjoy coming along with me to try these out over the past week. If any of you guys are ready to start sleep maxing and you are in need of a new mattress for that, I would highly recommend Birch Living. Reminder that they do have their 4th of July sale running right now. So if you want to save a huge chunk off of your mattress, all you have to do is go to birchliving.com/Beth and use the code BirchPartner27 at checkout to get 27% off of any mattress from Birch Living. We love our mattress. It's such a huge part of us being able to get the sleep that we do get at night with young kids. So be sure to check it out. Thanks so much again to Birch Living for working with me on today's video. And until next week, I love you guys. I'm praying for you guys and I will see you soon. Bye.